Welcome to the party, Ford Ranger PHEV. Unfortunately, you've turned up when the party's already over. You see, 1st of April, yep, you're the April Fool. If you delivered after that, no more FBT exemption, no more novated lease benefits, because PHEVs, as we plug in hybrid electric vehicles. Some people say PHEV, but I kind of like to consider them a bit of a mistake, so I call them a PHEV. You're paying full tote. And while every man and his dog has gone out and bought a BYD Shark in great white, what a colour, eh? They've got the advantage. You won't have the advantage if you buy the Ford Ranger PHEV. And looking at the specs, even if they were giving them away, they still might be a little bit on the expensive side. Let's take a look at some of the specs. Let's take a look at that 2.3 litre EcoBoost Ford turbo petrol engine that is the heart of this thing. So it's got a battery the size of a postage stamp. In the Mustang, that makes 235 kilowatts at the crank. In the Ranger PHEV, it makes 138 kilowatts. And you won't be tuning it up easily because it has a fully locked ECU, thanks to Ford's current approach. So overall, with the piddly little 75 kilowatt electric motor and the piddly little 2.3 detuned petrol motor, it's got a combined power output of 207 kilowatts, which possibly means that on most days, if you'd eaten your fruit and veg the night before, you could probably get out and run faster than it. Yep, it's a bit of a shitbox. And the full spec price, only 87 grand. Right, yeah. Well, I think your Shark's around the 57 plus ORC, and even after the deals are off, you'll be driving around in a Shark for low 60s, and you'll be driving around in one of these, a full house PHEV Ranger for about 92. So the value proposition for something that is so illustriously underpowered and underdone is pretty average. But it doesn't stop Ford. You've got to give it to them. They're bravehearts. You go to a show like the EV show, there was Summit that was just on in New South Wales. They've got about 20 power tools hooked up in the bed to this little 11.8 kilowatt battery or whatever it is. You run a hammer drill and maybe a bit of an angle grinder and some other things for more than about 30 minutes, you're on petrol. You know, so it's a bit of a daft thing how they've done this. And if you look at the schematic of it, you can see how they've sort of squashed this little battery under the back of the tray there by the looks of it. And it's still got the Achilles heel of every car, internal combustion car in it, which is a bloody gearbox, bloody awful things. And yeah, it's like, what parts have we got lying around from EV Transit and any other PHEVs we've done overseas? And let's jam them into this thing, stuff it all over to Johannesburg to be manufactured, and come back, and hopefully it doesn't end up like a prawn. Those of you that are District 9 fans would know exactly what I'm talking about. And in fact, Justin will put a quick picture of it, Wickers van der Merwe, up there for you all to embrace. So the Shark's got to eat on toast, 320 kilowatts versus the piddly 207 or 8 or whatever the Ranger PHEV's got. Ford wanted to make sure that the PHEV Ranger wasn't going to blow the Raptor off, because there can only be one singing mang at the top of their family tree, and certainly it's not going to blow off pretty much anything. So Ford, you're safe there. The Shark just does everything better. It probably doesn't look better. The Shark is a bit of an odd-looking thing, and you're not going to be confused where it comes from, because in the tradition of China, there's big logos all over the stupid things. And actually, I saw on a forum the other day that some of their badges are actually falling off them already. Typical BYD build quality. I just said that, so I've got an owner listening in the background, and, you know, his Fato's really, really good, providing you don't want to charge fast, go fast, do anything fast, but very reliable. BYD know how to build a car, and better than anything pretty much in the same segment, with a piston motor in it, so we can't go too hard on Gareth for that. And then there's the other elephant in the room, which is the GWM Canon Alpha. Again, it's another shitbox that's got a motor with a gearbox tied to the back of it. But apparently tradies love somewhere to rest their hand. I would say go and buy a Farmers Union iced coffee and rest your hand on that. But no, they like a gearbox. But where the Canon Alpha is pretty cool, it's 300 kilowatts, it's got class-leading torque, 750 newton meters, and it's also got like a 30 kilowatt hour battery in the bloody thing, or 33 or something like that. It's a pretty impressive rig. So it's got 3 times the battery capacity of the Ranger, 50% more power, costs 20 grand less. And if you can put up with a big chrome ring on the grille, again, it's a no-brainer that you would buy this over a Ford Ranger PHEV. Utter disappointment, really, what Ford have done here. But you see, all of them are now in the shit because the deals are off from the government. You pay FBT and whatever when you buy one of these big expensive things. But just on the radar now, not as mentioned I call radar, is the Geely radar, the Radario, whatever they're going to call it here, some stupid name. You know, it is a Chinese-built car, but like the BYD and the GWM, and good car by means of it, It's got a monocoque design, it's got independent coil suspension. It's my kind of ute. I don't want to be towing a big, like, mobile toilets, they call caravans, behind me all around the country. I don't enjoy being able to flip eggs on the hot plate while I'm taking a dump. I don't like that kind of thing. And yes, I'm borrowing some poetic license there off old Cadogs. He does have 1 or 2 good things to say from time to time. And we think about caravans the same. They're shit things. So I buy a ute to put maybe the dogs in the back, a few pot plants, you know, a couple of little things I might pick up here and there. So something like the Radar or the Radario would be a perfect car for me. And as would the LDV Terron 9, which is coming in both PHEV, I think, and full EV. That's going to tear the guts out of this PHEV market, because people are going to realise they spend most of their time gaming the system trying to drive around on the battery, just as you do in an EV, and that the petrol lumps in them are asthmatic pieces of shit that are best steered clear of. If you're towing a caravan, get yourself an F350 Tremor. I've got one here for someone selling, so, you know. But seriously, if you're towing a caravan, don't. If that's what you live for, buy a bloody Wild Track or, you know, some old diesel thing and pay 10 grand a year out of warranty to keep it running, because the things shit themselves constantly. So look, that's my take on it. I'll take the Radario. You can take your PHEV, but if you've got to take a PHEV, look at the Shark. Even with the badges falling off, it would still be my pick of them, because it's a proper design, not a stapled together piece of origami like the rest of them. So you heard it here first. Keep listening, keep watching, and if you don't like what I just had to say about caravans, then bad luck.